The game is about to start. Let's find out, will it work, does it crash, and how much FPS will we get? Yo, what's up guys, this is Aprex here. Right now I am in the Yuzu Early Access latest build. Today we'll be taking a look at Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu gameplay test. But don't worry, I know a lot of you guys haven't purchased the Early Access build of Yuzu Emulator. So later on I'll be comparing the gameplay between normal Yuzu Emulator and Yuzu Early Access. Let me start off by showing you guys the best settings to emulate Let's Go Pikachu. For that, just go ahead and open the settings option. Afterwards, go to advanced settings, go to general, make sure that you have enabled speed limit. And this is very important feature because in some cases, even on mid-range devices, you can get over 60 FPS in Let's Go Pikachu, and the reason behind that is present in the graphics settings. But anyways, let's go to system and make sure to disable dock mode, or else you won't be able to select the input or controls when the game starts. Afterwards, let's go back, let's go to graphics, and resolution has been set to 0.5x. I want to see if we can get straight up 60 FPS if we try at 0.5x resolution. Aspect ratio is stretched to fit. Afterwards, window adapting filter bilinear anti-aliasing method will keep it at none. Disk shader cache has been disabled as it might cause some crashing issues. Post maximum clocks has been enabled along with use asynchronous shaders to decrease the stuttering issues. If we go back, in the audio section, volume is set to 100% and that's about it for the settings which you should use while emulating Let's Go Pikachu. So let's start with testing the game. By the way, I just remember something, let me exit emulation. You can also import or export save files. So if we go to settings, in the latest update of Yuzu Emulator, you get the option to import or export save files. By clicking on this button, you can click on import. If you have Skyline Emulator save files lying around, go ahead and click on it and it will say save files were imported successfully. Same goes with the export feature. By clicking on export, you can manage all the save files. But let's start with Let's Go Pikachu. I'll press back quickly to show you guys that in input overlay section, I have enabled the FPS counter. Relative stick center, D-pad slide, etc. is already default. Let's go back, the game has started. So let's tap on the A button, then select our controller, presented by Game Freak. You may not be able to notice it in the camera, but the resolution of this game has been downscaled to 0.5x, which is very visible through my eyes, and you will notice we are getting stable 60 FPS at the top left corner. Now Let's Go Pikachu is an amazing game. It can be emulated even on low-end devices in Skyline Emulator. There we go. There are some flickering issues and graphical glitches, but nothing major I guess. There is a small delay when we choose a different kind of character. Just take a look at it. Like there is a small delay where it compiles some shaders, and the next time the delay is very minimal, which wasn't present in Skyline Emulator by the way. And as you just saw right here, Gary's textures were loading one by one. It's noticeable. I like to call him Gary, guys. By the way, inside house I have checked out the Let's Go Pikachu gameplay. If I disable the game speed limit or whatever it's called, then my FPS will exceed over 100 even with 1x resolution. You can increase the resolution if you have an high-end device, but if you guys have an Android device with MediaTek processor, I don't think Yuzu Emulator supports many MediaTek processors yet. If you have Google Pixel, then the Tensor chip is also unsupported on Yuzu for now. There we go, let's start exploring this game. Let's leave the house, and will there be a major effect? As you saw, 10, 12 FPS, 13 FPS. Okay, this is not great guys, this is not great at all. Even with the resolution scaling downscaled to 0.5x, like if I zoom in, you might be able to notice that yeah, the textures are very poor, and still we are only getting around 13 FPS, which is not that great at all. Let me try moving around my character, and the FPS doesn't get any better. But I can say one thing, visually the game is looking great, like all the lighting, shadows, like bloom effect, etc. Visually it's looking 10 out of 10. Even better than again Simulator, and way better than Skyline, because in Skyline the game is very dull. Right here you will see the textures are vibrant, saturation is on par. So for now, Yuzu Emulator is not great in terms of performance. When I was trying to emulate Tears of the Kingdom on my same Android device with 0.5 resolution, I was getting like 30 FPS, so I wonder why Let's Go Pikachu being such an old game and very mid-range game. Well anyways, let's move to the gameplay of Let's Go Pikachu on Yuzu normal version. By the way, I'd like to mention few cons about Yuzu Emulator. There have been lot of complaints of users saying that the device is heating up quite a lot. I can agree with them. My device is super hot, which isn't great for its battery health. This is the normal version of Yuzu Emulator, and if I just go back, let me open settings and show you guys that this time I have disabled the enable speed limit option, and in graphics the resolution is still 0.5x. dock mode is disabled, and accuracy level I'll keep it at normal. Let's go back now and let's see if external controllers are supported. So I have connected my device. It will get even hotter now. External controllers do work with Yuzu Emulator, which is a great news. I have left the house and you will immediately notice that the FPS is even less than what we are getting in the Yuzu Early Access. So we were getting around 13 to 17 FPS in Yuzu Early Access, but right now in the normal version of Yuzu Emulator, I am getting only 11.2 FPS or 11.9 FPS, which is unplayable, literally unplayable, and such poor performance cannot be expected from a flagship Android device. And let's not forget the fact that our device is super hot right now. Both the Yuzu emulators have yet to be optimized. Until that happens, it cannot be considered as the best Nintendo Switch emulator for Android. I mean, it's debatable as Yuzu Emulator has a great compatibility of games compared to that of Skyline, but still Skyline runs way better. There will always be downside that the textures will look dull on Skyline, but at least the game is playable. So that's going to be it for today's video. Thanks for watching. Make sure to leave a like, subscribe, turn on all notifications if you guys want to stay up to date with all the latest Yuzu Emulator updates. See you guys next time. Goodbye.